Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston, and every Monday through Friday, we share information with you that we know is designed to help you properly start, properly structure, and properly scale all of your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, or even your wealth building dreams, and maybe all of the above. So please, if you're coming on, do me a favor very quickly. While we're about to go into our discussion today, please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know. Prophet Ramon, the squad, we're live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Today is Friday, March the 11th. 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you are in the world, please let us know what city, maybe what state or country you are representing. So if you would be so kind, just put in the comments what city, what state, what country that you're representing. We would love to know that. We like our community to interact. We like our community to participate. And we want everyone to know who's watching the Ramon Preston Show. Okay, so again, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, let them know the Ramon Preston Show is live on this beautiful Friday, March the 11th, 2022, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. And be sure to put in the comments what city, what state, what country, maybe what planet you are representing. If you were Elon Musk and Mars, just let me know you're up there with the aliens or the Martians enjoying yourself. But I'm super excited because today I want to take some time to talk to you about the three keys to a successful business cycle. So if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, we have over 31 million, probably more, but at least 31 million small to mid-sized businesses in the United States of America. The overwhelming majority of these small to mid-sized businesses are one-person businesses, meaning that the founder, the owner, the CEO is the single operator of that business. And most of us fit the criteria of a small business unless we have over 500 employees, at least according to the Small Business Association and a lot of the departments and companies that do their stats and run their numbers. But nevertheless, if you are an independent contractor, you're self-employed, you're a solopreneur, maybe you're on a fixed income, you're unemployed, maybe you work a W-2 job and you're thinking about starting a business, and you know at some point you want to structure that business correctly, you want to scale that business. Well, guess what? We all have to go through certain cycles in order to get to where we want to grow. And so this is why today I want to talk to you about these three keys to a successful business cycle. So keep in mind, if you are able to stay with me for the duration of the show, by the end of the show, I have an extraordinary offer that I want to extend to you. We have been really working on perfecting our programs, adding more features to our programs, and making sure that everything that we offer here at Ramon Preston Enterprises is bringing value to you. And so we have our Millionaire Blueprint, which is somewhat of an entry-level training program for those of you that are interested in financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership, real estate investing, and family legacy wealth building. It is a do-it-yourself virtual program that we have, and we offer that at a very reasonable price. We then have our Millionaire Mentorship program, which includes our blueprint, but it gives you an opportunity to be coached by me and my team, and it allows you the time, because it is a 1-year accelerated program, it allows you the time to really learn all the systems and processes and all the details that need to be learned to really put a legitimate business together. We also have a certification program for those who are coaches and consultants, or maybe trainers and speakers, and who want to build a real coaching and consulting business, we have a program to train you on how we coach and consult so you can learn the right systems and processes for business and financial coaching. We have a licensing program that not only gives you access to all of our programs, our products and services, but it allows you to be mentored by me and my team. It allows you to be certified. And as a licensee, you have authorization to literally resell any programs and products that we have on our digital platform called Ramon Preston University, and you are able to monetize it. It's an amazing program. So we have built programs to bring as much value as we can, not just to our community, but programs that are tailored to really help you scale your personal, your professional, and financial life to the next level. We just recently introduced a program for churches and nonprofit ministries. It's called our Millionaire Blueprint groups. And so we're offering a deep discount if churches would like to sponsor and host Millionaire Blueprint groups, where you're able to bring groups of people together, provide financial literacy and entrepreneurship training to them through our Millionaire Blueprint. And not only do we give you as the pastor or your designated group leader, we give you free access to our Millionaire Blueprint for each year that you're on the program, but we provide over a 50% discount on our Millionaire Blueprint for any member or any individual that you bring into that group. As well as one of the perks and benefits to this millionaire group that we're providing for churches and nonprofits is we're giving a 10% kickback. So 10% of anything that we generate in our business relationship with you through you sponsoring and hosting our millionaire groups as a pastor, as a nonprofit executive, as a church, as a ministry, we're going to provide for you a kickback. So that's going to be free access for you as the pastor. It's going to be over a 50% discount for the members of your congregation or any other individuals that you bring under your umbrella. And it's going to be a 10% kickback because I really want to be a blessing to our churches and give our churches, especially in this time that we're in, I want to give our churches an opportunity to introduce financial literacy, entrepreneurship training to their congregation. I want you to teach your people how to start and structure businesses legitimately, how to create holding companies, learn how to sell and market themselves, learn how to create trusts and wills, and to have all the nuts and bolts of what a family legacy should be. So we want to make that available for you. So at the back end of today's show, if you're interested in any of our programs, my team and I, we're here like we're always at our office today. We'll be more than happy to take a few minutes to walk you through a free consultation on any of the products or programs that we offer, and to help you see how what we have can benefit you and your family, your church, your business, and your community. So today, I want to talk to you about the 3 keys to a successful business cycle. Now, when I say a business cycle, what I'm suggesting to you is that your business, it has to have many cycles, but one specific cycle needs to be the cycle of how you and your business get attention, how you and your business makes conversions, and how in your business implement retainment. So there's a cycle that has to happen and that has to perpetuate in your business. This is not just something you're going to do in the month of March. This ain't just something you're doing for 6 months out the year. This is something that you're going to develop and you're going to continue to perfect and work on throughout the life of your business. And if you do it correctly, you will have certain systems, certain processes, certain best practices throughout your entire organization that will continue no matter how big you get and no matter how far you go. And so it's all about you creating a cycle that allows you to get attention. Well, who are you getting attention for? You want to get attention for clients. You want to get attention for customers. You want to get attention for staff members and team members. You may want to recruit people in your group and in your business. Well, it's going to depend on your ability to get attention. And then once you start getting attention from customers, from clients, from recruitments, and from staff members and people in the marketplace, you have to know how to make conversions. So that means I've got to convert someone who may be a potential client or customer into a real client or customer. I have to recruit, and I've got to get the attention of people who want to become members of my team. But once I get their attention, I need to convert them. And so there are certain things that I have to have as value propositions for people to want to work with me, for people to want to do business with me, for people who want to build with me and help me grow my organization. And then once these conversions take place, I want to make sure that I can implement a program or systems and processes and practices that provide retainment. I want to retain what I have. So I want to continue to perpetuate it, but I also want to retain it. So how do you actually do this? Well, there are three keys. There are three keys to doing this. Now, again, I'm going to give you more of the technical pieces of each of these three keys. And if there's more information that you need, please keep in mind, we have an entire online virtual training program that teaches a lot of these principles and practices. We have a mentorship program that not only includes the virtual, but it also includes me and my team working with you. Weekly coaching calls, quarterly masterminds and workshops where you're able to come together with a community of people and work through these things. And in many cases, be with people who have already developed some of these principles and practices that you can gravitate and adopt for yourself. So what are the three keys to creating a successful business cycle where you're able to get attention? All right, you're able to make sure that people see you and hear you and know you, but then you're able to convert them into followers, convert them into clients, convert them into believers in your vision, and retain it so that your life is not an open, like an open and closed door. Like your life is not a revolving door. People are always coming in and people are always going out. And this could be applied to any area of your life, definitely business, but think about it. It can be applied to your life personally. If you don't get the attention, if you're not attracting the best people, it's something that's broken that has to be fixed. The cycle is not developed yet. If you're getting attention for the right people, but you don't keep them, they don't become friends, they don't become a part of your life, they don't stick around long enough, that's a conversion issue. But then if you get people converted, do they stay forever, or do they find a place in your ecosystem? This is a very, very, very powerful dynamic. So what are the three keys to a successful business cycle? Well, number one, the first key, your business has to be transactional. And again, if you Google a lot of the stuff that I be saying on my show, you will see that there are tons of books and literature and studies and science and statistics and data behind a lot of what you hear me say, because I didn't just come up with this stuff. But a lot of times I'm one of those people where I may read 20 books on a certain subject, and once I read those 20 books and I gather the data from those 20 books, I may come to certain conclusions that make sense to me so that I can take it and convert it into something that is practical for my life and for my business. And I think that resonates with my community. It resonates with the people that connect with me, because you may not be the person that's going to go read 30 books. You may not be the person that's going to wait 12 years to figure something out. You may not be the person to do all the digging and the diving and the researching and the nitpicking to figure out what is the perfect system or process or practice that's needed for A, B, C, or D. But when you listen to someone like me or connect with someone like me, I may have already done some of the due diligence to give you that lift to make it easier for you. So the first key to a successful business cycle is that your business has to be transactional. Your business has to be transactional. And these are like literally business leadership principles. Number two, the second key is that your business needs to be transitional. It needs to be transitional. I'll explain it to you in a moment. I just want to make sure you got it. Number three, the third key, your business needs to be transformational. And really, when you start getting into like the nuts and bolts of what I'm saying, like the real technical, logistical details of what I'm saying, what you're going to learn is when you own a business and make the decision to run and operate a business and grow a business, you are actually owning, running, and operating a set of systems, processes, principles, and practices that move in cycles that keep your business growing and progressing, which means you're going to have to know how to deal with people. It means that you're going to have to understand systems and processes. It means you're going to have to understand sales and marketing and all of these different things that literally make up a business. If you were to break a business down into microscopic sales, you will actually see that there are millions or probably billions of microscopic sales that make up this one business that you have a name for, that you put on a website or that you put on a card and present to the world. All they see is ABC Company LLC with a phone number, an email address, a website, and some products and services. But if you don't understand all the cellular details behind that little information on that card or that landing page, if you don't understand it, there are going to be some breakdowns, and you're going to suffer at the expense of not getting attention, not making conversions, and not having retainment. And these are principles and practices and systems and processes that I have to continue to learn and develop and grow and understand and evolve in and tweak and build on daily. It's daily. So you're going to have to be committed to do that daily. And again, when you find people who have done some of the work or maybe a whole lot of the work, you've got to learn how to jump in on that. You know, if you've ever grown up around people who played double dutch, you know, I'm a 70s baby, so we grew up playing double dutch, you know, like jumping jack. You know, we played double dutch. And you got to know how to stand on the sideline and then jump in and know when to jump out so somebody else can jump in. And if you're good, 1 or 2 or 3 people can jump in if they're big enough ropes. And so when you find a business owner or a company or an organization or a group, a network, a business community similar to what we have that's already figured a lot of this stuff out, at least to the extent that if you did exactly what they're doing, it can at minimum bring you to a 7-figure $1 million level. All you have to do is just make the decision to gravitate towards it. That's what you have to do. That's all you have to do. And before I get into this, I just want to share this because yesterday, my team and I, we trained all day yesterday. Thursdays are typically the days that we train interns, we work with mentees in our Millionaire Mentorship program, because Thursdays we designate to schedule mentees and interns to come in for our quote unquote millionaire headquarter days. It's the one day a week that I like to schedule and designate to give our interns or our mentees an opportunity to come for a full day. Sometimes it's shorter depending on what's going on that day. But for the most part, we give them an opportunity to come in and to really just see behind the scenes of how we're running a $1 million company and what we're actually doing to turn this company into a $10 million company. Like, you're able to literally see step by step, process by process, system by system, decision by decision, and you're able to shadow me and my team. You have no idea how impactful that is. But I brought that up to say that while we were on the back end of our training yesterday, it was probably about 3:30, maybe 4 o'clock, somewhere around there yesterday afternoon, and we're finalizing some of the few points that we wanted to go back over because we were redeveloping and perfecting and tweaking certain things that we were doing, which is a part of running and operating a business, right? We had a client who is on our online program, our Millionaire Blueprint. They called in and she was speaking to my personal assistant, and my personal assistant was like, well, Mr. Preston is here, you can speak with him. And then I got on the phone and she just kind of repeated to me what I just heard her say basically to my personal assistant. She was just saying, you have no idea how valuable this program is and how much I'm learning and how it's just changed my life. And she said it a couple times. She was like, it's worth so much more than what you are asking for in price, and people just have no idea how valuable this information is. And one of the reasons why I appreciate it so much to hear that, she said, I don't know how often you hear it, but you should be hearing this every day. And I hear it from people from time to time. And a lot of our clients that are in our mentorship program, we see each other and talk to each other on a weekly basis, so I hear it. But what really blessed me, above and beyond her just giving me my flowers on behalf of how she's learning and changing her life and growing, is that I have been able to figure out a lot of things because I know the average entrepreneur, the average individual who just want to get out of that job and start a business, or maybe it ain't even about the job, it's just about you wanting to be financially free. The average person may never be able to, or maybe never have the strength or the willingness or the internal fortitude to put what I put in to learn what I've learned. Because you're gonna have to read a couple thousand books. You're gonna have to take the next 20 years and just dedicate your life to just figuring it all out. And keep in mind, while I have been building my business and my understanding of all these things in business, I've been simultaneously doing the same thing in ministry, because my calling is both of those tracks. I'm a train on 2 tracks. And so I've had to work on both, figure both out, study both, preserve the integrity of both. And so it all comes down to understanding the things that I'm talking about. So the 3 keys to a successful business cycle: how are you going to get attention? How are you going to make conversions? How are you going to develop and create and sustain retainment? It's going to be because your business is transactional. You and your business has to become transactional. You and your business has to become transitional. You and your business has to become transformational. So let's talk about being transactional. What do you mean by being transactional? Well, you have to simplify it. You have to simplify it. Here's what being transactional means. I have something in my hands. I extend it to someone else to put it in their hands. And in exchange for me extending it to put it in their hands, they extend their hands and give me money because I gave them something. Transactional. Transactional. Another word to describe the importance of transactions is sales. Sales. Wow, I destroyed that word. I don't know what happened. Sales. So you would hear people say this sometimes. You may have heard it before. Sales solves all problems. And what they're saying is the lifeblood of your business, the lifeblood, like the jugular vein of your business, the jugular vein. You know, if you cut that jugular vein, it's a wrap, right? The jugular vein, the lifeblood of your business is sales. It's being able and being willing, and to some extent being disciplined and repetitious and held accountable to be relentless in making sales. Did you catch all that? So if your business is transactional, what that means is you as a business owner, you as a CEO, you as an independent contractor, a self-employee, even in your job, if you have a role to play in your business, if you have a job description, becoming transactional means you are doing things within your role, within that job description, to make an impact in the revenue of your company, to make sure that people are knowing what your business is about. So you can be the janitor in your company. You can still make an impact of revenue in that business, because if a client goes into the bathroom and the bathroom is not pleasant, it can affect the revenue impact of that company because you didn't do your due diligence. And so everybody plays an important role, especially in a business, to create this cycle and to sustain this cycle. So your business has to be transactional. You have to get back to the basics. This is one of the conversations I had with my team yesterday, and we talk about it every day, but I really had a powwow yesterday about this responsibility of sales. Because if we're not making those sales, we're gonna go out of business. It's just as simple as that. It's only so long a business is gonna stay open without making sales before it closes, because the lifeblood of your business is sales. And so when your business is transactional, that means your business is led by somebody who is disciplined. They're relentless, they're held accountable. Now, if you don't have that in your life, that's going to be one of the issues why your business is not growing, or why your life or your finances are not growing. This should be one of the reasons why you have a coach. This is why people have coaches. And I know there are a lot of people who say they're coaches, and they've given coaching a bad name. They've given it a bad name. They've given mentorship a bad name. It's kind of like in my space of preaching and pastoring and leading, there are a lot of people who've given it a bad name. But just because there's some bad apples don't mean you still don't need to be a part of a bunch. You just need to find the right bunch that doesn't have bad apples. So if you are an entrepreneur, a aspiring business owner, you have to come to the acceptance that you need somebody who has done a lot of the things that you want to do, or maybe all the things that you want to do. You've got to reach up. You cannot stay stuck, and then you wonder why you're just overwhelmed and burnt out dealing with people who below you, or dealing with people who are on your level. Well, you're never willing to pay the price to reach up to the people who are better than you, who can pull you to where they are, who can motivate you and inspire you. That's called accountability. That's called becoming disciplined. That's called taking responsibility. Guess what? It's called putting yourself in a position to be coached so that your life can become transactional. It's amazing to me how many business owners I talk to who are expecting for other people to do for them with regard to their business that they won't do for others. It just doesn't work that way. Think about it. Especially if you are a coach, if you are a trainer, if you are a motivator, if you are an influencer, if you have any type of products and services or ideas for products and services or programs that require people to follow you and listen to you and take your advice, and you don't have that for yourself, your business is not going to grow and succeed, because they're just like, there's no place for that. Am I making sense to you? Like, how are you going to get attention and attract somebody to listen to you when you are not in an ecosystem and being retained as a person who's listening? So I always tell the story how I've always, in ministry, I've always had a pastor since I've been saved. I've always had a pastor. I've always paid my tithes. I've always served the church. I love the church. I love church people because I didn't grow up like that. I came out of the streets. And so once I got saved and got into church, yeah, I've had issues with churches and church people, but none of that surpasses my love and appreciation for church and for church people and for the church community, the Christian community. Man, I love that community. Amazing people. And I love being around those kind of people. All right. But when it comes to business, I didn't always have the right mentors, the right coaches, the right people. And for a long time, I felt like I didn't have it because people didn't want to give me access to information. You probably been in that place in your life where you like, man, nobody don't want to give me nothing. Everybody want to keep it to themselves, and everybody trying to hold it back. And I had to realize that it's not them, Ramon. It's you, dog. Bruh, it's you. You are unwilling to pay the price to get in the right rooms. And the moment I accepted that and took responsibility for why I wasn't in certain rooms, for why I wasn't in front of certain people, for why I didn't have access to certain information, guess what happens? I was able to take what I had in terms of money and resources and capabilities and use it to get into somebody's cycle so that they got my attention because they had what I wanted. They were either going or where I wanted to be. I was converted into a customer or a client or a part of their community, and I retained that relationship by continuing to feed that. And I really started understanding it more once I looked at what I've done in ministry. I remember one of those moments I had with myself that I thought, wow, how did you get to where you are in ministry? How did you become this man of God in ministry? You faithful, you obedient, you serve God, your church, your community. You just do all the right things, and it has given you so much credibility and integrity, and people respect you as a man of God. You're talking about somebody who used to run the streets and get high and do crazy stuff and go in and out of jail, and all of a sudden I'm respected as a pastor, a preacher, a prophet, an apostle. People honor me and love me and want to be around me after all these years of doing certain things. Well, it was because I've created that cycle when it came to my commitment to the gospel ministry. But once I started applying those principles, guess what I became? I became transactional. So I understood that I've got to be willing to give even when it doesn't look like I'm getting. So that's something that you got to put an anchor in the water on. If you do not have a coach, and especially if you're trying to be that to people, you cannot be to people what you don't want somebody to be to you. It just doesn't work like that. I heard one pastor, I've listened to a lot of his material and follow him. He's a very admirable man. Here's how he says it, and it applies to business as well. He says, don't tell me who you're over until you tell me who you're under. You caught that? He says, don't tell me who you're over until you tell me who you're under. So your business needs to be transactional. And as a business, one of your most important transactions is this: sales. And if you cannot sell something, it's because you may not have something to sell. So now you need to work on product development, or you need to find products or services that you can actually sell and monetize and make money from. But you got to have something to sell, an idea, something. You got to have some idea that you package as a product and service, you provide value through it, you put a price on it, and you take it to the market. You got to start making transactions. And as you start making those transactions, you never stop making those transactions. That's the part that you got to understand. You always make those transactions because you're always trying to sell something. So that means your attention is going to be about marketing, sales. It's going to be about having the right products. So if you just look at all these areas that you're going to have to work on, you realize that number one, it's not going to happen in 20 days. And number two, you might not know enough of all this stuff to do it yourself. So you're going to have to get around people who have figured this stuff out to show you what a process can look like for you to get it all and add it all to your business so you can start seeing progress. And then once you market and make sales and make these transactions with your products, then you start turning people into clients. You start attracting the right help. People want to work for you. People want to partner with you. People want to serve with you. And things start moving. And then that turns into retainment. Now you have this ecosystem of momentum. And when you create transactions that are disciplined, that are daily, that are consistent over time, it brings you to the second key to a successful business cycle, which is your business needs to be transitional. So in order for your business to be transitional, you have to, listen to this, you have to be patient, you have to be persistent, and you have to be resilient. So that means you got to continue to work on and develop your programs, work on and develop your systems, work on and develop marketing, work on and develop sales, work on and develop products, work on and develop better ways to get attention, work on and develop better ways to make transactions, work on and develop ways to make more conversions, to have more retainment. You got to work with your people. You got to be patient. You got to create things for people to use to incentivize them to continue to work with you, to keep you moving forward. This is how your business becomes transitional. So it never stops. It never stops. And if you have ever been around somebody who has a business and they plateau, they hit a ceiling and they don't know how to break out of it, it's because they got stuck at transition. They made one transition, got in it, and just never left that place of transition. So they just stuck in a perpetual cycle, just moving, but they're not going nowhere. And at a certain point, when you plateau, like at a certain point, you're unable to break that barrier and go to your next level in your business financially, to get more attention, to make more sales, to get more people in your life and in your circle. What happens is you start going back down. You don't stay at that place. You may have heard somebody say, if you're at the same place today that you were a year ago, you're really not at the same place. You're worse off because you didn't grow. You didn't move forward. So if you plateau, that means you're no longer transitioning. You're no longer finding new ways to market, new ways to make sales, new ways to produce products. And last but not least, your third key to a successful business cycle is transformational. Now you have to be the person that brings impact into people's lives. Impact. So now I want to help everyone win. I want to help everyone succeed. And I don't just tell you I want to help you, I show you how I'm going to help you. Now I have to have a playbook, a blueprint, a game plan. I have to have a step-by-step process to say, if you do A, B, and C, you're going to see 1, 2, and 3. That's exactly how you do it. So everything that I'm sharing with you, I live by it in my personal life. I live by it in my professional life, in my ministry life, in my financial life. I live by it. So everything that I'm connected to, whether it's my church, my ministry, whether it's my company, my organization, anything, whether it's people, whether it's partners, whether it's relationships, I'm always trying to figure out how can I bring people into the cycle of Ramon's life, the cycle of Ramon's business, the cycle of Ramon's ministry, the cycle of Ramon's ecosystem, watch this, and make their life better so that they can keep moving up, they can duplicate that process, and they can keep moving up, and they can duplicate that process, and they can keep moving up and duplicate that process. So they become just as transactional as I was with them. Their lives and businesses and ministries and finances becomes just as transactional, just as transitional, and just as transformational. This is how we change the narrative of our community. This is how we change the narrative of our families. This is how we change the narrative of our own lives. This is the epitome of legacy. So if you're watching me today and you know what I'm saying to you is beyond the truth, you know it's absolutely positively true, and you are ready not just to transact, not just to transition, but you're ready to transform, I want to offer you an opportunity to be a part of the business community that we have created. As I said, we have our Millionaire Blueprint. This is one program that we have available for you. It's called our Millionaire Blueprint. And you could go to RamonPreston.com and you can find all the programs that we have available on RamonPreston.com. Okay? That's RamonPreston.com. If you go to RamonPreston.com, you will see the programs we have for our coaching, programs we have for our consulting, programs we have for our training, programs we have for our Millionaire Blueprint groups for churches and ministries. We have real estate programs. We have products, services, and programs that can help anyone start, structure, and scale their business, ministry, income streams, or wealth building dreams. And so we do this with our Millionaire Blueprint. This is our signature program. We have our Millionaire Mentorship program. So if you're not a do-it-yourselfer, and if you know that a virtual training program like the Millionaire Blueprint is not enough for you because you're not disciplined or you don't have the muscle and you want the accountability, our Millionaire Mentorship provides that opportunity for you, because in this Millionaire Mentorship program, we give you access to our Millionaire Blueprint, but we also give you access to one-on-one coaching sessions, weekly coaching calls, quarterly masterminds and workshops, so that we can literally walk you through the process for 1 year, mentoring you to show you everything you need to do to properly start, properly structure, and properly scale your business, your ministry, or if you don't have a business or ministry, it can be your income streams and your wealth building dreams. We also have a certification program. This is for coaches and consultants. So if you are a coach and you are a consultant, or if you want to become a coach and a consultant, but you just don't know how to actually offer those services, you don't know how to put your programs together, your services, you don't know how to price them, you don't know how to acquire clients, you don't know how to onboard clients, you don't have contracts for your clients, you don't know what process to take them through if somebody did join your coaching program or want your consulting services. We teach you here all of our systems and our processes. So we certify you under Ramon Preston University as a coach and a consultant, and we train you on all of the nuts and bolts of how to literally provide coaching and consulting. And even if you're not a business or financial coach or consultant, you still blanket your life coaching, blanket your relationship coaching, blanket your health coaching or fitness coaching or mental coaching, whatever it is, with the business and the financial, because everybody that you're going to coach on whatever it is you're coaching them on, they all still need money. They all still either work jobs or have businesses. And so when you can blanket whatever kind of coaching you're doing, especially life coaching, a lot of people don't understand. You provide life coaching, but what's going on in their life is probably associated to money or economics or some situation environmentally that's stemming from money or economics. And so we also have our licensing program. So for those of you that, let's say if you want to be a coach or a consultant and you know you want to be mentored, you want me and my team to work with you so that you can build a legitimate business, but you don't have the systems and the processes, you don't have the training, you don't understand financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership, or you may not know enough and you don't have your own curriculum or material to provide. That's what a lot of coaches and consultants realize, that even when they do get certifications or training, they don't have material or curriculum to provide to work with their clients through their programs and services. Our licensing program actually provides that opportunity. So we basically set you up as a licensee and we give you access to all of our curriculum that we have for our coaching and consulting, all of our curriculum that we provide in our mentorship programs, all of our curriculum that we provide in our online training, everything that we have under the banner of Ramon Preston University, we give you access to and authorization to not only use or repurpose, but you have authorization to resell it. So you can literally become a reseller of our Millionaire Blueprint, and you can build a six-figure business just by selling this one program alone. I have sat down with our licensees that have just joined our licensing program and several people who are interested in it. And I have just done the math for them on this to show them how, if you just become a reseller of this one digital program, meaning that there's no inventory, there's no warehouse you need. All you need to do is get your client base, your market base, the leads and the prospects and the relationships you have, introduce them to this world-class business and financial training program. And once they sign up and they pay you, all you're going to do is reach out to our headquarters to onboard your client to this program for the timeline that you and your client agrees to, and you get paid. And you just keep rinsing and repeating that, and you can literally monetize your business, make good money while you're doing it with no work other than the work of making sure you're servicing your clients and they're doing whatever it is your relationship is requiring to be done while you work on your own coaching program. And we give you all the templates and all the information to show you how to build it while you work on your own systems and processes. But all you have to do is basically copy and paste and repurpose mine, because as a licensee, you are licensed to use it. So this is an amazing opportunity that we are providing for our community, to show our community, if you are people who are really hungry to succeed and you want to experience freedom financially and economically, but you don't have the pieces, the nuts and bolts, the training, the infrastructure, we are providing it for you on whatever level you need it. Because here you're basically buying a business and a license, and we're showing you how to build a successful business, and we're giving you the products, the programs, the services, the curriculum, the material to do so. And guess what? All you have to do is reach out to me if you need information on anything that I just covered and you would like to have a consultation with me. I would love for you to reach out to me. All you have to do is just text the word millionaire to me, because that's what I want you to be. That's what I want you to be. That's my job. That's my goal. That's one of the biggest objectives I got right now. And hopefully, I'm really hoping and praying, and I'm really being diligent that I can create the first Blueprint millionaire in our business community this year, outside of my wife and myself. So all you have to do is text. My wife and myself, we've already done it. So we know it works, and we know what we have created is duplicatable because we've documented our process, we've duplicated our process, we're repurposing it in systems and in structures and with curriculum and with materials and with training to show people the blueprint, and it actually works. So all you have to do is text millionaire to 404-478-7213. If you text that word millionaire to that number, we're going to reach back out to you. We'll walk you through a brief consultation, and we'll share with you everything that we have, everything that we're doing. You can ask whatever questions that you may have because we want you to succeed. I truly believe there's no reason for you not to succeed. And if you are able to learn these things and to put these things to practice, and if you're willing to learn them and put them to practice, there's no reason why you cannot go to six figures and beyond in 2022, helping people become financially literate, helping people become entrepreneurs, helping people own businesses, become investors, and build legacies of wealth for themselves and for their families. I want you to reach out to me today. Appreciate all of you. I know it's Friday. We won't be back until Monday, 12 o'clock noon, but I'm super excited about everything that we are seeing happen with the members of our programs, those who are a part of our community. Please be sure to leave a comment, give me some feedback, let me know what you're learning, how you're learning, if you're getting any value from our show and from our other content. You may have some ideas on certain topics that you would like for me to share and discuss. All you have to do is drop it in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page. We are at the verge of breaking 7,000 subscribers. I would love to get to 10,000. My goal is to be to 100,000 or 1 million soon, but it's going to take one subscription at a time. So your subscription counts. Go to YouTube at Ramon Preston, subscribe. Go to Facebook, go to LinkedIn, go to Instagram, go to TikTok, find Ramon Preston. I'm at Ramon Preston on those platforms, and be sure to follow, to support, to like, to subscribe, to share, to leave comments, to let us know that what we're doing is bringing value to you, it's helping our community, because we want to continue to do it as much as we possibly can. I love every one of you, appreciate you, and I'll see you Monday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern, right here on the Ramon Preston Show.